Hi, I'm Karl, and today we're doing a product walkthrough of the D3 Recruiting Playbook. Now, this is the interface that a student or parent will see when they open this up. Uh, we wanted it to be clear and simple. Present the information that a student needs to understand the recruiting, financial aid, and admissions process to become a D3 athlete, and not much else, so that they can stay focused, understand here with this completion bar how far that they've come, and then also with each of these sections, it'll change once they complete it. And so they can clearly tell what they've done and what they still need to do. So on the right, just want to introduce, we have a community here. When recruits have questions, they can go there to either get them answered by our staff or by other users to share and trade experiences, which can be helpful. And then on the left, as we scroll down, we just have each module that we've created. To start it out, we really wanted to put these key resources and tools front and center. These are things that past users have loved, and so we wanted to make sure that was easy access to that. One is the D3 recruiting camps list. This year we had 500 D3 focused events. It's sortable by sport and state so that you can find camps that work for you in your area. And we also have discount codes that we've aggregated in there to help families save money, because that is first and foremost something that we're trying to do with this product. To that end, we also have this D3 scholarship database, which we can click in here, which we've been updating alongside our Scholarship Sunday newsletter that goes out every week. Playbook members get access to that. And then here is the link. So this will always stay updated, but just an annual list of things that not all of them are going to be athletics focused, but we are trying to find ones that are thinking about extracurriculars or rewarding community engagement, that type of thing. And this is not going to be the sweepstakes scholarships. This is a focus list that is going to help kids lower the cost of tuition. So again, that's top of mind. We also have a high-level checklist here just for them to keep the key points for each year. And then as we start, we're going to begin with an overview of D3 athletics. How is it different from D1? What is a D3 offer? If you're not getting an athletic scholarship, what does it mean when a coach reaches out? How does the calendar work? At D3, there aren't live periods like there are with D1. And then let's get into the benefits of playing at the D3 level, the network, the degree you graduate with, and also just getting to play your sport at a high level. Then back to money, because it's such an important factor for many families, and especially parents who are trying to think about the cost of making this opportunity possible for their kids. So we have an understanding of D3 financial aid, D3 scholarships, so what merit money looks like at D3, a growing list of D3 schools with zero tuition programs. So most of these are going to be income-based, but one centralized place for kids to find all that. And then also resources for international recruits. So far we've worked out modules for Canada and Japan. We just had a user on board from Turkey, so we're going to be adding that in the coming weeks. But that is designed because not everyone's situation is the same. So we want to make sure that whether you're from the U.S. or you're from outside of the country, you can understand this process clearly. Next, the parents' guide for D3 recruiting. Parents play such a critical role, but it's important for them to know what is appropriate for them to be doing and what their kid really needs to be driving if they're going to play in college. So we built out a guide there. Next, we'll get into the recruitment tracker. And this is the nitty gritty. This is the operational stuff of recruiting. So we've not only going to give kids guidance here with how to build your college list, but then we also have this template, which they can copy and make their own version of. But this keeps them organized, shows them, what schools maybe they're not considering anymore, what schools are on their list, and then all of these key points. What coach they talking with? When was the last time they spoke with them? Have they completed a questionnaire? And then what are the application deadlines? Do they have a scholarship deadline that they need to make sure they're aware of. And then finally, the application link can go over here. So this is, just going to keep kids on track. And this is built in, of course, it's in a Google Doc so that if we're going to make changes, they go out system wide so that all the students can benefit from them. And that keeps it fresh. So let's go back. Now we're getting, again, that last section, we talked a little bit about building your college list. We have more here, how to specifically research D3 schools, what to think about with each conference and geographic area there. In this section, we've talked to college coaches, former D3 athletes, and we've put together year by year, both actionable steps and then D3 coach insight sections for early on. As we get later, part of this system here is designed to help kids think about, what do you really want in a school? What do you want out of your college education? And so we have some good prompts for reflection there, as well as actionable steps. And we can just open this up. So things like visiting campus, videos from former student athlete interviews, what a visit did for their process. In this situation, the kid was debating going to Stanford and he ended up going to Claremont McKenna in Southern California. And that just walks through why. Getting to a game in person, refining your list of schools, all of those types of things. Then in terms of getting in touch with college coaches, when to go on campus visits, what makes an official versus unofficial visit, what to do when you're on campus, what to say when you talk to college coaches, and then how to write emails. We have templates for those that we give advice on how students can modify it to make their voice come through. Pairing with our camps list above, what camps are actually worth it. ROI and the cost of all of this is so important. Parents are shelling out a ton of money already. We help you think about how to make the most of the events you choose to go to, and then also how to make a positive impression with coaches while you're there. When it comes time to start thinking about offers and making a decision, we both have school rankings on a number of factors, campuses, dining halls, athletic facilities that we've done a ton of research on to bring that information to kids so they can understand what a school actually is. And then when it comes time to apply, both figuring out what is your advantage as an athlete through the admissions process, how to get more D3 financial aid, and then what happens if you get waitlisted, plus a template to follow up. Finally, we have eligibility standards. Again, D3 is going to work slightly differently there, and what that means for your application process. Plus, we have enjoyed building this out. NIL is a common question we get from recruits. So we've talked to multiple D3 athletes who have done it really well. Those interviews are all in there. If kids want to try to think about try to begin building a brand as a high school athlete heading into college. And then finally, what to do once you commit, next steps, and then preparing to adjust to life as a college athlete. So we hope this adds some clarity here to what the materials look like. As always, this is an ever-changing and updating process. So we respond to user feedback. We have a section here where they can fill out a form or send us an email, and we will create or revise modules based on their questions or needs. And again, overall, the goal of this is to prepare them with a clear interface that they can understand the next steps they need to take if they want to play their sport in college, and hopefully do so at an affordable rate of tuition, and in a way that works for the family, not just for their sport. So thanks for watching, and let us know if you have any questions.